Hello everyone, hope you're all well and thanks very much for all the support with my videos. I'm very, very grateful. Thanks everybody who has subscribed as well to my YouTube channel. Today I want to speak about the gift that keeps on giving. The magic money tree seems no end for RTE because it's from the public purse and we're all paying for it. The government announced over the last number of days that they have awarded €725 million to RTE over the next number of years in three packages of 225 million in 2025, 240 in 26 and 260 million in 2027. This comes on top of the exchequer funding model which they're trying to push through over the last number of months following the reports that have come out on RTE and as well from the licence fee. So incrementally it will be a huge amount of money being transferred from the public purse into the state propagandist. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, because this is just absolutely laughable, but it shows you how really sinister our society is when you consider the amount of public money, considering the scandals of RTE over the last number of years, in particular between the payment scandals, the barter scandal, the presenter salary scandal, not to mention the huge amount of salaries being given over to the management as well, because Kevin Backhurst is on well over €350,000 per year. The Director General of RTE, there's a lot of layers of management who are in hock making a huge amount of money from this as well. And what do we get for it? We get them parroting the government's line every single time rather than being interested in independent public service broadcasting. In any form of democracy, it is crucially important to have a public sector broadcaster that is independent, but RTE isn't. RTE should be defunded. It has no place in our society. We've seen that over the last number of years through the COVID lockdowns, and we've seen in particular with the immigration chaos recently as well. And I know from my experience from being on RTE a number of times, a number of years ago, they have a strict parameters of their debates that they have it between, and you can't veer outside it because this goes against the narrative and the way they want to frame the debate. So it's completely manufactured, it's completely orchestrated, and it's completely skewed to push the narrative of the ruling classes in Irish society. Now, the same amount of money could be spent more wisely and more prudently on building public homes for people. If you consider the 725 million, that would be a third of the cost of the Children's Hospital. It would provide up to 1,000 beds for hospitals, much needed. Provide the salaries of thousands of nurses over the next number of years. But what's the priority? Push the state's propagandists and keep the gravy train going in Irish society. This is criminal. Fundamentally, it is use of public money which is being misused. And recently they've announced that the Controller and Auditor General has to be brought in to oversee the amount of money that goes into RTE in terms of the funding. Now let's see how this goes. It's supposed to be the state auditor, but again, we'll see more of the same, washing their hands of any responsibility. So, nothing to see here. Let's move on. Let's keep funding the state propagandist, and let's keep paying out the big salaries to the managers, big salaries to the presenters, and don't mention about the 0-hour contracts that a lot of the workers are on. Don't mention about the amount of money that's owed to revenue because of the 0-hour contracts and the huge disgraceful treatment of a lot of lower pay workers within RTE, working on contractors, on programs and all this sort of stuff as well, that are really being abused and systemically being attacked because of government policies that are reliant on supporting this so-called public service broadcaster. Now, what's so great about the public service broadcaster in terms of our programming? It's funny because there is a show on RTE called How to Be Good with Money. Maybe they should look at that in the first instance to start using the public purse more wisely. But Ireland's always been a country where it's always been looking for ruses to use the public money to enrich a small sect of the population. And not to mention they'll have programmes like Killing a Scully on. This is a great public service broadcast. I think it finished, 16, 17 years ago, and it's still being rerun. So this is the type of nonsense that's been paid in terms of our public service obligation that's been given to RTE. But people are voting with their licence fee, because that's why they're looking at this direct exchequer funding, to give a direct bailout out of the public purse into RTE. This year it's estimated that 750,000 people in Ireland, our households, will pay their licence, which I find remarkable. Last year it was 824,000. I think back in 2022 it was just less than 1 million people paid their licence fee. And currently about 60 people a day face prosecution for non-payment of this licence fee, for this nonsense that's shown in RTE. And even with our national games, they've outsourced it and privatised our national games through GA Go as well. So this is part of the corporatisation of the GA, of our national games, and being facilitated through RTE. And it's interesting, on Pust, another semi-state quango that has a commercial mandate. We all know about what they're trying to do to all our post offices, such as Rathmines Post Office, such as Ballsbridge Post Office. In particular, Rathmines trying to sell it off, outsource it, and force it into the hands of a private provider. But now they're looking for a bailout because they can't collect the licence fee because people are voting with their wallets by not paying. They collect about €10 per licence fee, and they're down about €500,000 so far this year. And they estimate it could be up to 2 million by the end of this year. So what are they looking for? They're looking for a bailout. So they're all putting their fingers in the trough. But it's the public purse, and when it's public wealth, and when it's used from our taxes, VAT, and all our basic taxes that are being sent across all the way, rather than being used more prudently to spend on public housing, on basic public social and welfare services that all of us in society needs to function as a dignified society. It's another avenue to profit a certain few, and again, to parrot the government's narrative, which pushes the agenda of the European Union and technocratic institutions beyond as well, who celebrate and support the interests of the super rich and the billionaires every single time. So needs a radical shift in Ireland, needs to be defunded, need a model of an independent public service broadcaster where people have proper debates, proper scrutiny of policy and proper oversight, not this nonsense that they paint as a radical shift and a change in governance and a change in attitude, when it's just rearranging the chairs on the sinking ship of corporate Ireland. So thanks for all the support in my videos. We need to build a country that puts the needs of people first, where independence of media is paramount and people have the right to their views regardless of their points of views, and people be heard and listened to and respected and be part of the decision-making process. So thanks for all the support, really appreciate it. If you like my videos, please press subscribe to my YouTube channel, and take care. See you all soon. Salam.